First, like, how we doing, Chris? How we doing, my man? Let me make sure my audio. Okay, my audio actually should be good. Hopefully, it is. Um, did I have it this way? I actually don't remember. You know what? No, I think I had this way. Okay. Good afternoon and welcome to the live Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch. If you guys are coming from YouTube, skip a minute or two in to, see where it is. I'm going to say hello to chat. I'm here almost every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central, unless we have some type of opening, like a case opening. Like next week, we're not going to have the live stream because on Wednesday, we're going to be opening up my case. So that, for example, and it seems like we've been having a lot of releases. Hit that like button, subscribe. And remember, if you ever want to leave a comment on the live Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watches after they're done, I not only appreciate it, but I read those comments, like a card you guys want me to go over, etc. Because just because you can't make it to the live stream doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean I don't enjoy your company. I always miss you. I always miss you. But I also like to go over cards people recommend me. It's very fun for me. It really is. It's for the community, but I also think it's really fun. All right. Hey, Saki, how we doing? Sora Nora. Every time I read your name, I want to say Sora Nora Hora. I don't know why, but I just do. But how you doing, my man? You sound good. So some people were actually saying that this mic sounds better than the last one, which is funny because this is the exact same fucking mic. The exact same mic. So I'm just sitting there like, okay. So I just don't even tamper with anything. It sounds better. You know what? Not going to complain. So what's up, Saki? How we doing, Virtus? My boy, Devil Jin. How we doing, my man? I got to get you on commenting on my market watches too. I miss you, bro. I feel like I only see you on my streams. Doom, is that close, isn't it? Yeah, it's that, dude. It is the sneak peeks this weekend. I learned yesterday because, long story short, I was thinking about getting a case. I was like, whatever, I'll get one case. I get a call from someone, not going to say who, but it was a good friend of mine who's also a vendor. He says, I kind of messed up and I need your help. I'm like, okay, what happened? He's like, I need you to get a Doom of Dimension case off me. I'm like, okay, how much? He's like, the exact number that I get it for. And he told me the number he got for it. And I was like, you know what? I'm still going to nag because fucking sealed. Am I right? But let's have some fun. Plus, Doom of Dimension has some fun stuff. I might not even like, I will give everybody the upfront honesty. I'm not going to go crazy on sealed next year. Hopefully me and my wife will be a good portion through fertility by then. But it's not just that. It's also the fact that I'm sick and fucking tired of opening up a case and it's not 50-50 on making my number anymore. And when my cases are really good and I'm not making my number, I get really scared of a bad case. So there's that. How are they still letting you on YouTube? I asked the same thing. But yeah, it's this weekend's a sneak peek, and then we have next week. So I thought we had a little more time. I really, really did, but we don't. Just flip when you pull and buy back, lol. I actually, no, dude, it's not even when you get it. Like for example, Alliance Insight, there was no profit in Alliance Insight. And I kept a lot of my Alliance Insight stuff besides like March Hairs, all that. The fact that in fact, let's look at March Hair. Let's actually bring up a card while we're talking here. So I will be live streaming for about an hour here. If the donations are good, maybe I'll extend it. But I will also say this. You guys are going to get Market Watch Thursday. And today, I actually have the full list of 5 cards to have your trade binder, aka 5 cards to have your divorce papers, if you guys remember. That will come out tomorrow. I did actually, I was going to do a market watch, but my last market watch had this problem where it just wasn't sending out to people. Like, it didn't, I put it on public and I was home and I didn't even see the video for like 10 minutes. YouTube's never done that before. So they just didn't send the video out. I know that because I was like, it's been on public. Do I have to delete and re-upload? What is this? And it finally showed up 10 minutes. I'm like, huh. So I'm letting that last market watch cook a little bit because I know I say, oh, that's, the algo. But yeah, YouTube just notifications did not send that one out. Anyway, let's look at March here really quickly here. So obviously, Maliss is still a good deck. Not as good, obviously. A lot of people are dropping it. 13, 14, 15 bucks. So they were 12. Now they're 15. So they went up $3. The deck does something. It'll go up. If not, guess we're just sitting here, I guess. I don't really have a lot of faith for Maliss, to be honest with you here. I told people White Binder at 12 was good, and I still believe that. White binder at 12 was so good, and the banlist never boosted it up. Granted, you have, CRs are still like 12, 13. You know what? Let's call it 14 by the end of this page. What? Went up $2? That's not much. And then you have secrets, and people are like, you know what? I can get a secret instead for 50 cents. Let's get it. Which, this is actually not bad for a secret white binder. This really is not bad. I'll do though when we having the kids play day. Honestly, when they're born, I actually would like that, because imagine having parents. Okay, genuinely honest, Chris. Imagine having parents. I know you guys live far away, that like you could trust with your kid for a sleepover in the year 2025. That's pretty valuable. Like, all jokes aside, that's pretty valuable. Like, yo, 5 cards, let's go. Absolutely. And I don't care about that. And you guys know, as much as I shit on the algo and I get upset with it a little bit, at the end of the day, I upload for fun, and I upload because I enjoy it. If I have 100 viewers, but I get like 10 comments of people loving 5 cards every trade, but I get 100 views on that series. It is what it is. The thumbnail just makes me happy by itself. You guys will see tomorrow. I got the notification yesterday. Was just wife's B-day, so I watched it. Oh, hey, happy birthday to your wife, by the way. I think she friended me on Facebook, by the way. I'm like pretty sure, but tell her I wish her a happy birthday. Her birthday is actually very close to me and my wife's anniversary, by the way. I wish I was. But you know and I know. What's up? How we doing, Sam H? How we doing, my man? Anyway, let's go over some other stuff. Let's actually go over Justice Hunters, maybe? What do we want to go over? I know you guys always have cards that you want me to look over. Let's actually look at how Mayhem is going over. So I do have some insight on something I do want to talk about. I wish that the fact that this card's not on the first page is crazy. So Galatea Eyes, these are right now $7. In Europe, these are actually more. These are around like 20-ish, $30. So these are actually quite valuable over there. And I actually was told that. So I have a buddy of mine who's getting a bunch of these gathered. He's going to Euro, and he's like, you know what? Here you go. They're worth a good amount. But yeah, $7 for your Galatea Eyes. I think this is really good. I have faith in Orcust. In fact, my boy Jason, I need him to play Orcust because I think he'll really like it. Maybe I will try to pilot Orcust because I just think that this deck is very fun and it's very, very cool. So I might play it, practice it, and just have fun. And then I know I'm getting some requests, but I want to go over Mayhem just a little bit more here. We will go over just the QCs as well. So we have the Blue Eyes. I told people this card should not be above 200 yet. This is insane. Now they're like 120, 130, going up to 145 here for your copies. Again, I think people don't want to open up this sealed either. Galatea Eyes at 80. People know that shouldn't be a cheap card. You've got Lady Dragon Maid at 75. I feel like we will see this card bought out again. I saw this card bought out at 140, 150. I want to say to grab this card, but 75 is a lot to put in a card. At least that we know this is max rarity. I feel like if you get this for a deal, and maybe if you could trade some stuff that you think sitting in your trade binder, it could be good. Like, this could be a good card to trade for, right? Like, when I have like kind of like mid-risk, mid-reward cards like this, I try to trade for them, especially if I could trade some stuff that's like I've either already gained on, so I could kind of see where it goes or not. That's kind of what I do for this. Necro Quip 60. I know this card is going to get bought out one more time eventually. I just know it for Finsmith. Punk Rising Scale. We do know that with the psychic stuff, there is a build with Punk. I think Rising Scale at 44 is good. I think this is really good. At $44, I personally really, really like this card. I don't think it's going to go lower, especially because people need play sets. I just don't really see it. It's been like trickling down for a while now. You see people are spying it. Like in the last week, we've got, well, not even last week, the last, let's say 6 days, we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So 8 copies, right? Selling in the last week for a deck that is not meta relevant at all. And it's not really collectible at all. I'm not saying it's not, but I shouldn't say not collectible at all, but it's not a collector rare card. Like when you think collector, so you don't think Rising Scale. That's what I should probably see. You don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Stop lying, shaking my head. Yeah, but Caesar, when I have a fun deck, I will play. Like when I play Gen X, when Snake Eyes and Bell were good. Yo, I was okay. You beat me in like 10 minutes, but I was rocking everybody else's shit. You saw me X1 at round 4, and you were just like, how this man win 2 rounds with Gen X? You know, I didn't get the buy either, bro. Hey, Gen X for life. That dude. Beating you Bell at their top power with Gen X has just such a good feeling. Man, I love Gen X. In fact, I should play Master Duel and just play Gen X. That sounds really fun. What's up, buddy? How you doing, Resurfer? I love that profile pic, by the way. That profile pic goes really hard. I like how it's like a simpler design too. I don't know. I really like it. That's really cool. I still have a Galatea Starlight. Bro, give it, dude, my birthday's in 6 months. You could just give it to me. Man. Oh yeah, all 3 times you played this year was kind of neat. No, wait, no, we did not have Snake Eyes format this year. No, I played Maliss. You know I played Maliss. What are you talking about? Whenever I enjoy a format, I'll play like a good portion of times once a week, and then I'll just stop. It's sad. Anyway, but yeah, Rising Scale 43, 44. I think this is very good to pick up. I think this card could rise. Rising Scale. You got N Ligirsu. I know a lot of people don't think of this one. This card's really cool. $38 does go up to 45. This card was bought out before, and it has settled down. You have copies here for 37 going up to 50. 17 listings is worrying me quite a bit here. It really is. Now, you do have 12 copies here at 40. So it's not like you have to go, oh, I got to get this at 38 right now. And then you have 4 copies right here. But the listings worry me. If Orcust do something else, I think people can look at it. It's just kind of a thought that I'm having. Maybe if you get this for cheaper, like 30, might be a good pull. Can I please look at the next page? Paladin at 35. These are stocking up, but a lot of people do know that Dark Paladin doesn't have high rarity. So they're kind of like, you know what? 35 is fine for this GB. And, you know, a lot of the GBs are going to fall. So let the bad ones fall. You got Gem Knight Nephrium. This card's been bought out before. Now it's 33. I mean, if you like Gem Knights, it's there. Herald of Orange Light as a Starlight Rare. I think at 35 is very good. Very good pickup. People want 3. Card goes up to 37. We have a wall of 21, but yeah, I think Orange Light, very good, especially if you get them for low. Like if you get them for 25 somehow, go ahead, spend that money. Amelia at 20. It's a card that, like, if people keep not wanting it and it drops to like 12 specifically, maybe 13, right? Not 14 or 15. Gotta be 12, 13. I'll buy myself a playset. I will. I do love Necros a lot. Then you've got Alba at like 23, 24. Now, we do have the Alba stuff, and I don't think this is good. I'm not too sure if this is going to see play or not, but I do think that if it does, it could go higher. Right now, they're like 25. Not bad. I would see if the builds are playing this. I got to do my research, and I'll probably include it in a market watch. Can anyone let me know as a brand player what the consensus on is with that card? I got to put the webcam a little higher. Also, if you're an old head, I just want to show this off. I'm actually wearing a Chobit shirt. I don't know if you guys recognize this, but this is like one of my favorite shirts. It is like one of the classic weeb shirts. Like, it's not even like, you know, etchy or nothing like that. It's just beautiful. It's got to be one of my top 5 shirts I love wearing. I don't even wear this when I eat. I actually have that rule. I don't even know how I got this. I probably got an anime convention, but you know. Should just ban White Binder. I disagree, Eslo, completely. We don't got to kill a deck that's already out the door. That's how I see it. Hey, Isaki, what do you think of White Forest QCRs? Or I have the extra deck and Maliss here. I want to get them add to my collection. So I will say this very quickly. White Forest, I told people to get the extra cards because they're pretty cheap. I'll go over the main deck ones a little later, but for Maliss, I actually told people to grab them before the ban list, and they only went like up slightly or not at all. But we'll take a look at them. You saw a new X-Saber support. Their level 3 is going to be good in Punk. Hopefully, Invoker gets a ban. I think it will. I actually, Sacketh, I did a market watch yesterday. If you want to check that out, where I went over X-Saber cards in their movement, as well as Teller Knights in their movement, good cards to buy, all that. I'll actually link it here so you can like maybe queue it up for after the stream. It's actually a really cool market watch. It's got a lot of jokes too. I love filming it. It didn't really get sent out, so just go ahead, click that. And if you guys do watch that, definitely subscribe. I'll go over some more comments here. As you guys know, but I just want to go over the Starlights here. You got Neos at 20. I mean, people like it, but whatever. Fairlamps at 18. That's going to go like $10. Skull Servant's cool. Punk is 20. Crowley's 20. Gore's at 20. Barrel at 15. Lurie. Junk Warrior could possibly go up. at 13. Honest is cheap at 12, 13, even though I really hate how this looks. It's like one of the ugliest cards in the fucking game, but some people like it, so I'll probably go up. Trish, I don't know. I don't care about this card as much, even as a Necros player. If it comes through my hands, I'll get it, but oh well. And then the rest of the set, you got Gem Knight Fusion at 10, the Ojama at 10, DD Count Surveyor at 10 is scaring me. And the rest of these are just kind of but Punk's going up a little bit. These were like 5, 6s. Now they're like, oh, you have some for cheaper ones here for $7, $3 before they actually kind of go up here. You do have a wall of 352, so go look, have fun with that. But if you want cheaper rising skills right now, they're not bad. All right, let's go over some of this. So let's go over Maliss very quickly. I know some people have some Maliss cards. And then Maliss has always been near impossible to beat going second without Lancia. I mean, I've seen people win against Maliss going second. I'm pretty sure the guy at Worlds who won did it on a feature match with Orcust. Obviously, they're very strong, right? And just like a lot of decks, Rizal is also hard. It's very strong. But I think the issue is with Maliss is that it's been power creep by Justice Hunters, right? Even without the Dormouse limit that we just got, people weren't playing Maliss. People weren't really playing Rizal as much. More people are gearing towards Rizal than Maliss even, right? And again, that was before the ban list, and that's continued after the ban list. And when I see a deck that is like Maliss, where we do have a lot of hits to it, now we have Dormouse to 1, is that deck going to see play right now? Because if the deck is out of the door and it's out of the meta, why are we going to have to look back on it and be like, well, Whitebinder should be banned? Especially because if you ban Whitebinder, in my opinion, you kill the deck. Maliss is not worth playing without Whitebinder at all. And I think that right now, Maliss is, while I don't think it's a weak deck per se, it's a deck that's going to, in my opinion, struggle this format a lot. And I hesitate to call it tier 1. Definitely by far. Again, like I said, I think it's out of the door. It's not as bad. That's my opinion. I know that I want to go over some Archmage really quickly, but I will say QC field spells right now are on no listings. Maybe go ahead and look at these wings just because you got them at 47. You got a playset here. They do go up to 70. And the QC of the field spell looks really nice. I want CRs, obviously, are on lower listings. They're like $12. So if you want to grab these, that's fine. But definitely look at that QCs. But again, the CRs are really cheap. You got like 15, 20, 30. You can get a lot of these CRs for really, really cheap. If you want to make it all CR, fuck it, go for it. You might actually be happy. I think the trap's probably going to go up because we don't have a reprint of the trap that in a holographic. We only just got as a common. So while obviously it's very affordable and no one's going to be like, oh, I can't afford this. You do have, people who are probably going to get the CR for like 15 here. So there is that. So that's just my opinion. Rosin did nothing wrong. I mean, here's the way I see it. They're making it harder to play K9 VS, and they want to make sure that some of the decks like Yummy, all that, do get some hits before. And with Yummy, you can really only hit Obedience School. Now, Obedience School is a great card, but with Obedience School, that card's been out for a little over 10 years. It came out in Shadow Specters. Shadow Specters, I believe, is a 2014 set. So it's been over a decade. They will hit an old card. With K9, they're not going to hit any K9 cards. So what's K9 best with? VS. So, and how long has VS existed for? A long time. They've already kind of sold VS and all that. So from Konami's standpoint, they were going to hit VS. That's kind of how I saw it. The Razit limit, I mean, do I think that it was a good or bad hit? I don't think it's bad. I'm not as educated on their end boards per se. I actually had a sneaking feeling they might ban C104. I had a sneaking feeling just because I thought they'd reprint it. But they ended up limiting Rosin. So I'm not gonna say if that was the best choice or not. I want to see more of the format, but I don't hate it. I don't love it. But it is strong. It is a strong hit. Let's see what it is here. Let's go over high rarity Infernoble. Sam, I don't want you to wait any longer. I know you waited a little bit. All right. So did I say Infernoble? Oh, Infernoble, good. Oh man. I thought you said there's another deck. I was like, oh man, the Crayon Eater deck. No, Infernoble's great. So luckily, I don't know, Infernoid. I thought you said Infernoid. I hate Infernoid, but Infernoble's cool as fuck. So believe it or not, these are going through buyouts. So Infernoble CRs are 13s, 14s. The CRs do go up here. You don't have anyone really with a playset 15 listing. So if you want to get your CR Renards, say 40 for a set, maybe 42, it's not bad at all because they do go up. And again, nobody really has a playset here either. And people are buying, never mind. Someone bought a set 2 or 3 days ago, but no one's really buying in September. That means while it's low on listings, it's a natural buyout. So we also have the arms here, $8. If you want your one copy, it's cool. Charles, if the Infernoble ever gets support or sees play in any way, I think this card is going to be like $8 overnight. Not go up by $8, but I'd say $8. The same with the Ultra at $2. That's actually very good to pick up here. $1 for that. Supers, that could be a good penny stonk. I want to look at Duelist Nexus just to like actually look at the high rarity stuff here. And we're gonna actually see if anything's that's not bad, 38 at all. Lars at 38, it's not bad either. The Infernoble Starlights are here, I know that. So Charles is 41. We saw this when it was bought out at 55. Now it's coming down to 41. You've got the Field Spell still at, I believe it or not, I have the cheapest set at 48. That's kind of wild, but you have 8 listings here. It does go up to like 85, 100. In my opinion, that's pretty crazy, but people want to play Infernoble. People want to play Infernoble. And then where's Angelica? This is one of my favorite QCs in the game. Looks-wise, by the way, Sam. I love this card a lot. These are same with Jimmy Ha. I know Jimmy Ha loves these as well. $21, $22. I don't think this is bad. I think if you want to get like your stuff now, it's not bad. But maybe if you want to be like, the field spell, I don't want to spend $150 on a set. I understand. Look, I have a field spell set there. So me telling you to grab it technically would benefit me, right? And I'm telling you right now, don't. I think you can get maybe all the cheaper stuff right now before it goes up. And then maybe you could think about Charles and the field spell later on. Or maybe you could just get Charles, not the field spell. Get a blinged out extra deck. Also, if you guys are buying any cards off TCG Player, use my link down in the description below. It helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. If you guys want to support the channel, consider being a channel member. I have channel member tiers as low as $2 and $5. You guys are getting a market watch within a week. So, and that's in addition as a channel member. So you get extra content and you get emotes. So go check it out. Let's see what else we have here. So we have some other stuff. I'm just reading a lot of these comments. I'm a little bit behind, so I'm sorry about that. Yo, Gunnar, how you doing, my man? How you doing? Always good to see you. So Eclipse Wyvern's kind of cool. I think they could bring it back, maybe. I effed up my listing on Carly type 1290, not 1900. Lol. Hopefully you don't have to refund. I'll tell you that. Yeah, now it's not that hard to win. I don't even have Lancing the side anymore. Yeah, just it isn't worth it. I think, I kind of gotta see it. I kind of gotta see it. Chris, I got hit too, but I don't know. I've Chris on playable right now. They know the limit hurt. The limit really hurt. People, you could still, it's definitely playable. No, but it hurt. Hitting a searcher card like that really does hurt them a lot. That's my opinion. Very, very huge. Very huge. Christian inclusion didn't deserve the hit. Of course, I played Christian, but I wasn't that crazy. So it's not that I'm like fully against maybe a Christian hit in general. I think it could have happened. But the way I see Christian is sort of like how Maliss, I think Christian could possibly be out the door later on. And if we have decks that are good and then they get out of the format and get out of the meta just because they got power creep, they're not that good. What's the point of hitting them? I'm not a fan of having cards hit or limited just for ego. That means you're just like, and this isn't like an attack to you as well, but I think players who are like, oh, well, this deck that's not seeing play needs a hit. I don't agree with that. Christian's a card Christian's a deck that could have been phased out. That limit hurt a little too much. I don't like that limit. I'm not saying they couldn't have gotten a hit, but that hit of inclusion limited, I disagree with. There's no reason to really hurt that deck, especially that quick with their Suda stuff. Dumb question. Do I need 2 recommend for Fiendsmith Engine? No, one's good. One's good. Have you thought about picking up another card game? If so, which one? One Piece. But to be perfectly honest with you here, I like playing video games more and doing all that. And like when I go out with people, there's so much to talk about. It's horrible. This might sound bad, but I don't need a locals to like see people and all that and be friends. But I do have so many friends in the local scene that I can't. That's another thing that keeps me. I just love it. Banlists are highly skewed for profit, and set releases rarely do new cards get out. Fully agreed, Sam H. And that's kind of how it is. That's why with K9, we all knew a VS hit was going to happen because those cards existed for a while. Yummy, if ain't what they were going to hit Cupsy? Fuck no, they're not going to hit Cupsy, right? They're going to hit Herald of Arclight. They're going to hit Obedience School. They're going to hit some other shit, right? They're not going to hit the actual cards. Draco Tail. Now, I don't think Draco Tail got even an indirect hit. Maybe I'm wrong. But if Draco Tail would get hit, King of the Swamp, maybe I don't know. I don't think they hit Super. What other stupid shit do they play? Whatever other cards are good that aren't Draco Tail cards that Draco Tail plays. Yep, that's how I see it. Remember, for like the video chat for sure. Hey, thank you for being a chat member for so long, Chris. I do appreciate it. At least this format's fun. Maliss Rizal format was a slog. I personally think this format's good, and I think the last format was good. So as though I'm gonna give you a half agree, half disagree. I do love though that you always are honest with your opinions, because guys, as you guys know, I love talking about my opinions, but I also love showing other opinions. Because guess what? I might be wrong. Not only might be wrong, but you may agree with some people like Ezel. You may agree with me. You might actually like seeing both points. I do love that a lot. I do love that a lot. But Ezel, I gotta see what my market watches in my comment section more, man. You gotta argue me there too. Yo, Saki, Bradley Barbara, what's good, bro? What is good, my man? Do you play Yu-Gi-Oh as often? Nope. Not even gonna lie to you. Okay, I'm gonna be real. I did play this format on DB, but at locals, I probably played like one time at the very, very beginning, waiting for my yummy cards, and then some dumb, funny stuff happened. And now I'm just like, I actually got a Draco Tail core recently, and I was thinking about playing it for 2-3 weeks before selling it. Might do that. But I want to really play older format. But maybe I'll play Master Duel. That's kind of how I'll get my stuff with Yu-Gi-Oh! Just because I want to play fun decks on Master Duel. But like, I haven't played in like a year, so I have to get the staples and all that. So I would say collecting is dead for Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, yeah, or we're on death's door. It kind of sucks. I mean, collectors don't trust anything anymore. Fully agreed. I'm surprised they hit Herald since it works well with Dogmatica. I think that, well, they limited it. So there's that. You still get Ritual, still get one. Dogmatica still get one. They just don't want Yummy to have two. I'm fine with that. There's a reason to limit Herald. Granted, I don't think Yummy went into 2 Herald that often. So I think Herald could be like a temporary limit. So it's one of those cards that's limited for 3 years, goes to 3, and then nobody gives a fuck. Thoughts on X Sabers? Do a new support and pass format. So Bradley, I will actually link it here very quickly, by the way. If you want to watch my last market watch, I actually go over all X Sabers and I tell you guys my thoughts on the support, but I will recap it here. I think that it's going to be good and not good enough. It's like a lot of Legacy support, but I think but there are people who actually do want to play it and do want to try it, and they're like serious about it. So I want to see how it goes. If it goes well, that'd be really, really good. I mean, maybe. Bro, my last duel was February. I feel that, yeah. 7 months. I mean, it is what it is, right? It's been weeks since I've played it. I only play Skull Servants. So that is a fun fucking deck, though. I actually do like playing Skull Servants. I haven't played them in a long time, but I actually do want to play them again. Guys, we should bring Agov format after Structure Deck Fire Kings back. So diverse and before Tier 0 Snake Eyes. I actually do agree that a lot of people were saying that format was a lot better than people thought. A lot of people loved it. And you know what? I actually would agree. I think that format was very fun. And I do also like it because Agov is the Altergeist support, and Altergeist is actually pretty decent. So I can play Altergeist and I could just have fun. I can now, and I get Link Karibo because that got banned shortly after. So we can have so much fun, right? Like, I'll play Snake Eyes too, whatever. If Snake Eyes is going to be like $20 for that format because, you know, they reprint Snake, like Diabellstar Wanted like 30 fucking times, right? Like, I know, like, there are girls in the red light district that they have less of a body count than the amount of reprints that the Snake Eyes engine have gotten. So it's pretty crazy. Do you have any knowledge towards how high-end ultis move in the market? Cards like Silent Swords, my level 2 ulti first ed is disappearing. But on the flip side, Neospatial Aqua Dolphin ulti has tanked. Well, I could tell you, I do have knowledge about that. You also have to remember that with stuff like that, it's also not affected by if they make stuff like a Starlight or QC, because like those types of players who want the old school ultis and all that, they want the condition exactly as it's described. They don't want near mint. They basically want near mint to mint, right? If it's near mint, it might not be near mint enough for them. They might want even like a refund, right? We're talking about very strict collectors that never even really played the game in the first place. Or they're collecting. Their collector value is based off of a completely different metric. But those cards are very hard to find, very hard to afford, but they're also very hard to get rid of, right? It's like low demand, but even lower supply. That's kind of how it is. But for Aqua Dolphin, you got to remember when something like Aqua Dolphin, and we're actually going to bring this up. We've been on Angelica for like 10 minutes. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry about that, guys. Aqua Dolphin right here. These used to be like, what, 150 even for Unlimited? Yeah, they're like 37.50 ones here. Yeah. This card has gone down quite a bit. The thing is, though, is when a card like this comes into the meta, an older ulti like this, then people are like, oh, wait, we need to get this. So it'll spike really hard. It'll go like $200, whatever. And meta players, people who want to play at local store, now are buying these cards, right? And they're getting them all. And even some collectors and some people who are holding these are like, you know what? I'll get rid of them now. So they release some more supply in the market, and then the buyouts happen. The meta players have them. But when this card leaves the meta, now they're more in circulation because they're getting thrown up on TCG Player. People are trying to sell them. So they're not in somebody's like binder that doesn't go to locals or plays Yu-Gi-Oh! They're just sitting at somewhere, right? In an attic. Now they're actually more in circulation. So we had that huge spike, and then obviously it's going to come down. But now that we have a card that has low supply, now instead of having even lower demand, it has about the average supply. But then you got those collectors that they're really harsh. They're like, you know what? You said this was light play. It has one white corner. I'm going to call that MP. Please give me a partial refund, or please give me a return label. And now this card gets relisted, or the person doesn't want to even move it, or so it just sticks in a trade binder. It's really funny, actually. I love this comment a lot. Man, I actually think Prophecy do got to get some support eventually, because we did get Dragon Lord support, so it's possible. Loki, what do you think of Snake Eyes will do this format? I still don't think they're at a point where they're as strong, but I do have a card in the 5 cards out of trade binder that is related to them, so you will see that. There were a lot of Snake Eyes decks, Rescue Ace Snake Eyes, Fire King Snake Eyes, and more. Yeah, no, during Agol format, absolutely. A fellow Geist drawer. Dude, I love Geist. I love Geist a lot. I remember when Rescue Ace was tier 1, and I actually faced like all 4, and I went X1 at locals. I played it a lot, and I really liked it. I really want to play it again. The only thing I guess I didn't like about Geist is I played it with, I think it was called Haunted Rock as a one-of. Now, the combo you can do with Haunted Rock is if you go off and you could play through interrupts, all that is really fucking good. Bad news is if you draw in your opening hand, you want to slam your head into the table, right? But I guess that's just a Gem Knight. That's just a Garnet issue, right? But at the same time, it's a little risky of a play to go to. I know players like it. I think players don't. I want your opinion on it, actually. Because I don't know if I revisit Geist, if I would play or not going forward. I'd probably test it. Jan 10? Oh, absolutely. Everything at Rosemont, I go to. I was a Dinomorphia player since it countered Unchained, but after banlist, started playing Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are pretty good. Great answer. Thank you. No, yeah, no problem, man. No problem. I always do my market watches. And, oh, yeah, ask great questions. So I love seeing that. How do you time wizard formats get created? Like, why go Edison Tengu specifically? How would someone create one? So this is a bit of a longer answer. So I'm going to go over like a few cards just because I want people to like see that I'm going over shit. Future. I actually want to go over this very quickly here. So we're going to have that highlighted for a little bit. $47, $58. Unlimiteds are actually quite cheap. First Deads are $80. I know we have a QC. This goes up to 123, but an older ulti like this is pretty good at $80. I actually think I have one in my personal collection. Let's see, what's Star QC at? QCs, these are $8, $9 going up to 10. This is way too cheap for this card. I would definitely go ahead and grab it for sure. Now, before I ask this, guys, if you haven't hit that like button yet, smash that like button. Let's see how many likes we have on this. We have 30 people watching, which is pretty good. 13 likes, guys. 30 people watching, 13 likes. That's 17 people who haven't liked the video. Go ahead, hit that like button. Guys, if you want to support the channel in any way, definitely consider being a channel member. If you click join, that helps. The goal is 3 to 5 donations. So if you want to donate through Super Chat or PayPal, it's always appreciated. It actually, a lot of my YouTube money this month is actually spent because this mic I actually had a gift card, but it still costed me $115. So the YouTube money I get just went into this mic. So any donation is appreciated and all that. So we're going to go over Snake Eye, and then we're going to get to your comments here, because since we're talking about Snake Eye, let's look at Snake Eye. So Poplars are 57 with 20 listings. I think if this deck brings results, we have a $100 QC on our hands. Then you have Supreme at 45, 47, lower listings. I told people to grab that card if you did a good job. 32, this is one of the newer Snake Eye cards that I don't even know. Would pure Snake Eyes or Snake Eyes Fiendsmith play this? Then we have Diabellstar at 26. This is the one of I get it, but I think more people would just grab the secret, move on. Flamberg at 25, though. Very cheap. I will get Flamberg. This is a card that is on low listings here. This is actually going up to 45. So this card's actually going up quite a bit. Yeah, up to 60. Might want to grab this just because I think people are speculating this card could get unbanned. Especially if Snake Eyes continue not to do anything. And that is what would really help. Snake Eyes, Ash are like 16, not bad at all for ulti Snake Eye Ash. And then let's see what else we have. 17 on that. Yeah, Secret's going to the moon. 15 for the field spell, not bad. Secret Poplars are $4. That's actually quite good. 32 listings. Card goes up to 6. You get some cheaper ones for 3 if you would like to. And then you got Secrets at 5, Ultras at 2, but we have like the reprint. Supers at $4. That's crazy because ultis were $4. That's kind of wild, actually. Okay. What does Snake Eyes do with Moon? I've never played the deck. Haha. It's well, Snake Eyes is still really good. Because they just do their Snake Eyes shenanigan, but pathing into Fiendsmith is a lot harder. Snake Eyes, Yummy is something people are seriously testing right now. Yeah, there were decks that already got some, like, I don't know if it was remote region or whatever, but I've been seeing deck lists all over. It's kind of crazy. So this is how Time Wizard formats work. I do want seconds. So basically, the way it does is a lot of players enjoy a format, and then players look back at Yu-Gi-Oh! And they're like, what was a format that was good? Was one that was unexplored? So like, hey, this format's underrated. Then you try to get people who like that format to play it. So you play it, and then it attracts people, and it kind of goes from there. Told people to pick up DD Count Surveyors at $3. Now they're $10+. I told same. We actually went over it already, but I'll go over it again. Yep, $10. And honestly, I see it probably going up to like 13, 14 easily. OSS was broken in Geist. Haunted Rock bad. Yeah, I feel that. Did you play Snake Eyes Geist? Is that why you're saying OSS was broken in Geist? Because I've never played Snake Eye Geist, but it seems interesting. It feels like it's my job to play Haunted Rock LMFAO. Marionetter is better as an extender now. Well, the build now, I know it post Agov status. That's kind of what I was also talking about earlier. So obviously, like, you know, when I was playing like against Rescue Ace, and Rescue Ace was tier 1, Snake Eye wasn't tier 0, all that, we just got Little Knight. That was when I was playing Haunted Rock then. I have not played really Geist since Snake Eyes became a tier 0 deck. I went to Voiceless. Is 1-for-1 good in Yummy? Yeah, it's just, yeah, it has it does, but it also has a QCs. Nightmare Apprentice and New Illusion XYZ worth picking up together. Let's take a look at that. Because I think Apprentice Illusion, it is like what, $3 now? Okay, where is this card? Okay, maybe why can I not? Okay, there it is. Nightmare Apprentice. Sorry. Nightmare Apprentice. Now, these are $4 for the Starlight. Very good at picking up these at $4. The new Illusion XYZ with picking up together. Yeah, sure. Definitely these at 4. Very good. 1-for-1 feels iffy and Yummy. You already have to discard in the combo. Well, it depends on what you discard, right? Like when you're going first and you have like a Fua in your hand and you have 1-for-1, that's pretty easy, right? Something like that, or like another Charmy, stuff like that. That's kind of the problem. But plus it's just another hint card. And here's the thing: if you play 1-for-1 first, and you could, like, let's say you have a card in hand like you have Cupsy. Oh, let me 1-for-1. Don't feel like getting ashed, right? And then they ash that. Oh, cool. Now they need to have Valor and Perm. I like it personally. I placed up the new Diabolical art because I get annoyed at different art / rarities. I actually want to look at that really quick. 78, 60. I think these are pretty cheap, but these are piling up at $60. It's kind of crazy. Platinum Gadget, $18+. Really? I told people to grab at 3-4, but when it hit like 10, like $12, I said it's fine to get rid of. I think I sold mine for like 12s. Yeah, they're 12s, but they go up to 20s in like a second. But you still, but yeah, you have these unverified if you want to get these at 12s for 20s. I think people will take that gamble because, yeah, $12, all that. I bought a lot of Snake Eyes Poplar Ultra reprint version at 30 cents. That's actually not that bad. In fact, let me look at Poplar really quick. I want to look at what they're at. So secrets are 4. You got the embezzled 50 cents, ultras at 2. You have the ultras at $1. Oh, so you did well, but you also have secrets here at $1 as well. So I think people would rather just get the secrets. But yeah, you have them at 50 cents here. Actually, are these it? 1 second. Oh, we got the embezzled ultra and normal ultra. I mean, guess embezzled ultra is probably harder to get, but I don't know. I think that pack is just really garbage. I just really don't like it. Oh, there you go. I bought it for 50, and it looks like I didn't even pull $5, and it like feels like you either get really lucky or you don't pack. So I don't really like it. Seeing that profile pic makes you want odd eye support. I actually want to look at Arcray real quick. $20 for your car. 50 low listings, 51, no reprint. Just keep an eye out on it. 20 for the QC. Let's see. I feel Ancient Window stuff are going to be lower reprints sometimes. And yeah, I think you probably get more reprints. It would be good. Bro, have you seen what's happening at Ghostbell? We'll take a look at Ghostbell. But I know that like I saw OGs at like 15 listings yesterday for Flames of Destruction. And then I saw like I saw other versions. Like even saw Mega Pack selling for like 3 to 4, which is funny because I told people to get Mega Pack at like $2-3. And then Rarity Collection came out. I felt stupid. Art Mage worth it. Let's look at Art Mage really quick, and then we'll go over here. Art Mage, guys, we're only streaming for 18 more minutes, so keep that up. 40, very low for the field spell. 25, 22, 21. I don't even know. $10, $11, not bad. $3.50. Yeah, if Art Mage get good support, it could go up higher, but I don't think we got anything, sadly. I think you could gamble on it, but I don't feel like it's as good right now. Let's see what Ghost Bell's at. So Starlight's at 92. You got QCs. Okay, you know what? We're going to go filters here. Hold on. We're going to go verified, near mint, and then we're going to go without photos. Okay, so yep, Starlight's 93, 16 listings. You got QCs at 40, 42. Still not bad. PCRs, which I told people to get this at $3. It wasn't the Mega Pack. It was this one, I think. $13. Let's see what they go up to. 15. So these could go up even further. The sales history on this is, I mean, it's selling. It is selling, but could be a little bit better. You have the platinums at 6. You have OGs. I want to look what OGs are at. You have unlimiteds at like $5, $6. Not bad at all. And then you have first editions at about, let's see, $13, $15, $20, $25. So these are going up as well. Not a lot of listings. What else do we have here? Secrets from Rarity are 4. Ultimates are 5. 14 listings, not a lot. You might as well get OG instead of this. I don't know why you'd even get it. Mega Packs are 3s. And then you've got your golds at 3.5 at 13 listings. What the fuck? Okay, if the premium golds are getting bought out, that's crazy. You got the dudes at 2 with 17 listings. I don't like that. Golds at 2. I don't like that. Supers are $1.50. Wow. Ultras are $1. Yeah, people really like this card, this format. You have the commons at $1. What the fuck? That is wild. Yeah, I did not know that. That is wild. That is wild. Man. How do you think we'll get ready Collection 5? First of all, how you doing, Javi? I think we will, and it'll be for like starlights and all that. I think it'll be really good. Hey, don't hate sharing unverified. Hey, look, unverified for platinum gadget before that were at 12 instead of 20. That was good. But I want to see how the buyouts really are, because if I see a lot unverified, that does mean the card's getting bought out. I just opened a shop and I'd buy from you, bro. You know that. We all got to start somewhere. I don't hate unverified or anything like that. My real thought on unverified is I understand when people, like, let's say you get to a certain amount. I'm not talking about like $10, right? Talking maybe like it could be like whatever they might be worried about or how fast it is. Some people will buy verified over unverified. But I think if you see a card at like, let's say it's $20 and you see unverified selling at 12, like Platinum Gadget, we just saw it. Yeah, get the unverified guys a sale, because usually unverified people, they're trying to build their reputation, but you do have that more of a risk as well, unfortunately. But I bought from unverified, it's been fine. But usually I do like to look at verified more, but I do look at unverified as well. What are your thoughts on RA1 PCR's web? They have issues with the full color regular. They really, really do. Believe it or not, the ghost spells I have don't have that, luckily, but that and Rarity 4 have that as well. I thought it was a glitch, but it's not. Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy. I'm just surprised that it's like that. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we want to go over? Also, guys, if you haven't hit that like button yet, hit that like button. We have 15 likes. So if you guys haven't hit the like button yet, go ahead, hit the like button. We've got 14 people who are here who haven't. So if you could, that'd be great. If you guys want to do it through Super Chat or PayPal, it's always appreciated. The goal is 3 or 5 donations. You don't have to, but we will be only streaming for about 12 more minutes here. There will be a 5 cards out of your trade buyer tomorrow, though. So enjoy that. Some people, though, don't want their time wasted. That's the thing. They don't want their time wasted. They also don't want to have an argument through messages. I'm telling you what players think, right? And they don't like that, right? People sometimes would rather be like, oh, I'll spend $1 more and there's less of a chance I have to worry about it, right? At the end of the day. That doesn't mean that unverified people are bad. I've talked about this before on my channel as well. And you guys have to remember, I was unverified at one point as well, and I sold stuff cheaper, like the guy with Platinum Gadget. I'll bring it up here since this seems like a fun thing to talk about. There are people like you see this, it's like $17, but if you click unverified, you got them here for 12, right? That's a little cheaper, right? Me personally, I wouldn't mind getting the $12. But if we do have something like, let's say an $80, let's say it's $100, unverified $85, I would be like, you know what? Do I want to worry about $85? You know what I mean? The limit might be different for other people. And then you also have to remember what the difference is. If you're saving with unverified, especially with something over here, I definitely would get unverified. There's just, by the way, no hate to Better Place Wins or any unverified sellers. Yeah, I'd absolutely go for it, right? Because there's also something like this. But there's also like, if people see a small difference, they just go verified versus unverified. That's just the sad truth. You can agree, you can disagree. I've talked to people who like to buy on TCG. I've talked about what their complaints are about it. I can only tell you guys what they think, as well as then intrude my own opinion. Let's see Ether here. So these are what, 15 now? 15. This is repopulating. I would sell it because if you probably got it like $6 or like $8, $9, getting it, moving at 15 is not bad at all. How are Soul Servants? The secrets went up a bit, but there is that tri-pack that's going to have it as a low rarity. Let's see Soul Servant here. QCs are 40, really ridiculous. You got, these are Legend Collection 3 secrets though. You got Platinums at $9. This is still so much money. Wow. Ultras at 10. Oh man, this card is still crazy. It's $10 for whatever version you want across the board, sadly. It does need that low rarity. It's going to have likely Shadow Mist and other hero reprints. Sunrise line up for like $1 for the common. Shadow Mist Strauss. Shadow Mist is like, is it still $1? I thought it was like a $3 or $4 common actually. Shadow Mist is oh okay. I don't know what spelling that is. Where's Shadow Mist here? Yeah, supers are like $2, $3. Commons are like $2. This card's always been some money. It always has been. Have you seen the Memento boss monsters going up after the balance because it didn't get hit? Also, Keystar, Angels, and Ballpark going up too. So actually, I did see all of that in yesterday's Market Watch. I actually went over it as well. I'll actually post it right here because there's some other stuff. There's like the X Saber stuff I went over, the Tower Knight support I went over some good buys. So OJ, if you want more of my thoughts on that, you can go check it out. I just linked it right here for anybody. But yeah, I have. But you know what? Let's look over if they've gone up even further. It's still about the same listing. This does go up to 20. So that is about the same listings. We saw it like 18, I think, yesterday. Angewitch, QCs, lower listings. This was more like towards 16. So Angewitch got a few more, or yeah, not Angewitch, but Bone Party got a few more listings. Angewitch got a few decreased listings. Bro, I got fucked over by all sorts. I mean, we all do. Let's be real, Alexander. Most vendors, if you catch a car before the price goes up on it, if it goes up before they ship, they never ship and say it got lost. That happens a lot. That is actually the number one complaint I get from people. That is the number one complaint I get from people buying on TCG is they're really irritated about that. And I fully understand that, and I fully agree. In fact, I've thought to myself, there should be like let's say like as a vendor, right? Now, obviously, if a card's like $10, right? And you buy it, it's like still $10, right? Maybe it's like 10 and a half, or even goes down $9. You either don't get it or there's an inventory issue. You're just like, oh, well, the seller messed up right now. If they're as unlucky enough where that happens when a card gets bought out, I don't blame the consumer for thinking that, especially when you see like vendors who say, oh, I mislisted. And then they have like 20 listings of that card that got bought out. Like an hour later after you receive your message, you're just like, oh, yeah. Okay, I know what happened, right? And it sucks. And I think if you operate in fairness, especially if you're like me, luckily the only time I've ever had a inventory issue where a card got bought out and I didn't have it, I had my personal copy. So I sold him my personal copy. And funny enough, that card did come up later on in inventory, but I was like, I'm not going to screw you over. Here you go, blah, blah, blah. And I got lucky. But if I didn't have that copy, I did wish that there was maybe an option. Let's say it's a $10 card, right? Let's go back to $10 card. This $10 card gets bought out. It's 25 now, right? And I don't have it. What if I can say give $15 to that person as credit and then fully refund them? So if they want to get it at that buyout price, they have it, or they could be like, yeah, that's kind of dumb. But you know what? The seller didn't scuff me because obviously he did this, right? And maybe they wait for it to go down at to 17. Oh, but they have that 15 credit. So now they kind of get it for free, right? And now they don't think that the buyer, not only are they compensated because the buyer didn't scum them over, but they see the reasoning and the logic. And they're like, oh, that seller didn't screw me over on purpose or to make a quick buck off someone by just being dishonest and dishonorable. He actually had an inventory issue. I would really like that as an option as a seller, because I got almost 20,000 sales. And luckily, again, I've never had an issue like that. Well, obviously, because I'm very honorable. But I will feel bad because I am scared that one day the car will get bought out and I'll have that inventory issue. And I'm very worried about it. But it is what it is. Power Starlights are sub 5, maybe still is. They were 4. All versions for that reprint were 4, 6. I feel like the Starlights have potential to go up to 7, 8. Don't know why I'm getting called when people know I'm streaming. I'm sorry about that, guys. Let's see Pot of Greed. So I forgot this has the pot collection. Ultis, I still love ulti. Let's see what these are at right now. Wow, the fact we have to scroll down, guys, is kind of funny. You've got the TP. Okay, I don't count TP commons as oh well, look, commons are still holding value. You got the Mosaic at 6. You got LBs at 3, 4, 5. Amanda, I'm streaming. If I reject your call, there's a reason. Bye. Sorry. Oh my gosh. I tell my wife all the time that I'm streaming at Tuesdays, so I don't know why she calls me. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. Then we have comments at $3, $4. $4 here, $4. Yeah, all these comments are 4. You are correct. And then did we pass the Starlight? Oh, here it is. Yeah. So now these are $5. So they were 4. I did go over Mark Watch. I said that's too low. 5, still very low. Can this card go up higher? Absolutely. I actually think this would be a great buy right now. I agree with this, Neil, fully. Best Value card, Jeremy. I got 5 cards that I trade by coming tomorrow. You're gonna like that. What's up, Saki? How you doing, FGH? I missed most of your stream. I catch up out. Hey, that's fine, man. You can always rewatch all that. I'm doing pretty well, my man. Actually, no, that's a lie. It's been pretty fucking awful lately. It's been horrible, actually. And there's a lot of big reasons that aren't even connected to each other. And that's when you know life's getting tough, is when like all the bad things are happening around you aren't really related. They would have happened even if the other ones didn't trigger. That's always my kind of key to see, okay, maybe my life's fucking up, or if I'm doing something or something's causing it. If it's all related, then there's that. But it is what it is. But I'm always glad to see you, FGH. Sunrise almost $1 from what I remember. Shamus has always been expensive. Yeah, at least a couple dollars. Sunrise, I mean, we had cheap copies. Let's look at Sunrise right here. Yeah, we have the common, so we're like all really good here. You got OGs. This is OG dollar. OG for $1, awesome. This is a 2020. Okay, nobody cares about that. But you have the secrets at $1 too. These are fine. These are fair price. Also, shout out to you, Thomas, for always shouting out Vanadium every time Joel gets pop in a video. I really am doing that. Troll Toad did not honor my order last year, lol. I bought 40 ciphers at 7 when it was actually 15 to 20 a card, and then they canceled my order and released them at 15. See, and that's what's awful, right? I think that's scummy. And again, if I have almost 20,000 sales as a store owner, if I'm in the position where let's say a card gets bought, I have to refund it. If I have the option to give them a certain amount for credit, just be like, hey, and like leave a message like below, like, hey, I am aware this card's bought out. I don't want you to feel like you're skipped. Currently, as of this message, your, let's say, $7 card went up to 20. I'm going to give you 13 of credit. So, and with the full refund, that way you can get your card. Or, and I'm probably not going to say this, but you know, they'll be smart enough to think it. Or if it gets bought up, they're going to be like, well, I got $13 of credit for free for not doing anything. When the card goes down to like, let's say 15, 13, whatever, I can get a free copy and keep my $7, and they're at least not going to feel like the person scummed them. And that's what I'd like to do. But yeah, I hate when that happens. Are you a one-man operation with your card business, Sasaki? No, I'm 2-man. But to be fair, I do like 90% of it on my own. My wonderful wife helps me. And what she does is she actually does like the letters. So she'll put the cards in the top loader. She'll write the little envelopes and she'll put it, seal it. I'll go to the post office, do everything else. But when it comes to listing, buying cards, getting supplies, and all the other stuff, I'm part of that. She has helped me get supplies before, but it's really more just like, hey, I ordered it for you just to make your life easier. Not like, because usually I order it, but she'll tell me, hey, I just placed it. Don't have to worry about it. Just this is how much it is. And I'll be like, oh, well, thank you. But, you know, I'm mostly 1-man. I like to keep it that way. I don't know. I'm weird with it, but my wife does help me a lot with orders still. Man. So let's see what happened. Blah, blah, blah. I came here for a market watch, not a Sun story, sob story, Lamau. 20K sales is no joke. Wow. Yeah. I mean, you know what? Let's see actually how much I actually do have. Let's go. I'm going to see. Maybe I'm like 18,000. Let me confirm that I'm at 20,000 right now. I have this card listed. I know that. Where the fuck is it? Boom. They don't show 20. Okay, so I'm not 20,000. I'm at 16. I feel like I've been at 16,000 forever. What the fuck? Okay. So 16,500. Okay, not that much actually. All right, that is not good enough. That's not close enough to 20,000. Okay, well, I lied. Is what it is. But no, not 20K. Granted, I've sold in IRL. If you count IRL sales and all that, yeah, we're above 20,000 for sure. Do you know how to buy product from Konami, like how big players do? So I am friends with a lot of vendors, and I have places where I do get them for a certain price that is very close, but it's not through exact distributors. It's very hard because with distributors, you need to have a certain amount every single time. And I am always very 50-50 on sales. And usually I don't like getting like, say, 10 cases of seal because I'd rather take that and buy singles every single time. So if I have a store, I have distributors I would talk to where I would get like, say, 4, 5, 6 cases. People have actually talked to me about having my own store before. By the way, very quickly, since we reached the hour mark, I'm still going to go a little longer. Especially because we just got a comment. How much is QC Infinity? We'll take a look at that. But Very quickly, before I answer this question, go over Infinity. Guys, if you haven't hit that like button yet, definitely hit that like button. We have 30 people watching. We've got 19 likes, so one more, we get 20 at the very least. Subscribe if you guys want to donate through Super Chat, PayPal. It's always appreciated. Goals to 5 donations. And consider being a channel member. We have a 5 cards having your trade better coming out tomorrow. So very quickly, we're going to look over Infinity, and then I'm going to answer this question. Infinity. We're going to go blah, blah, blah. We're going to go Yu-Gi-Oh! There we go. QC Infinity. So we have the original versions for about $11.50. These were cheaper. These were like $9, $10, but now they're like $11, $12. So they got up a little bit. I said $10 was not that bad. You have the altar. I like the altar a lot. The altar is only like $6. I think it could catch up. Altars at $6, I think are really good buys, actually. I think they're really good buys. So going back to what I was saying is, and in fact, let's go over one more card. I actually want to go over Cyber Dragon. I want to look at what these are at. You can put some old school, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of old school. We have 354, 355, well, 330 here. See pictures. I do like them putting pictures for this stuff. You got a little here, a little there. Okay, we could see it a little more here. A little bit there. A little bit. It's dirt, but that's fine. A little bit there. You know, it's, oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, we have a little bit there. And then let's look at the next picture. This doesn't, this might be weird, but this doesn't look ultra to me. This looks, I don't know why that doesn't, maybe it's the way he took the picture, but it just doesn't look ulti to me. That's weird. But that's so cool. Yeah, that does not look ulti to me at all. Like, this looks ulti. That's light. This is light play. So we see the crease scratch at the bottom there, all white here. That is not light play. That is not light play. And in fact, funny enough, and that's what I mean by sometimes unverified could be better, because we have an unverified here. Now this, no, actually, never mind. But yeah, that's not light. That's not light play. You know what I mean? But that's like something where if this guy didn't have a picture, 307, I just don't want to have a problem with it or like get a partial refund or do whatever. For 300, I would want verified, right? That's just my opinion. But yeah, 350 here, not too bad. What are the other copies at? OTS ulti. 45. Yeah, these don't sell much. 47. What's the sales history on this? Last week we sold 6 copies, but the card's not really moving too much like crazy. But Saki brick and mortar, let's go. Actually, people did say that, and they're like, I would come to your store, I would play, I would bring friends, blah, blah, blah. Especially because a lot of players, like, especially in Chicago, we have a lot of stores. And I'm not going to speak publicly on something, but if you're from the Chicago area, like my boy GX3, aka Thomas, you know what I'm talking about. And let's just say there are stores that people don't like and they will not want to go to. It can either because they're scummy, this or that. They don't do good pricing. They don't care about its players. And I do feel like it is something I would love to do, and it is something because I would love to be surrounded by card game players and talk nerd shit and just like know the community. I would love it, right? I would play my market watches on the big screen so everybody has to watch it. Oh, it sounds so fun. Dude, I can just use my own money for prizing and just to get people and not give a fuck about what happens. And I would really like that, right? Problem is that about closer to 90% of card stores close within a year and a half, up to 2 years, I think it is, but I think it's like a year and a half to 2, something along those lines. You don't even get a salary for a long time. It really does hurt. It's really hard. And with me and my wife doing a fertility process, if you guys didn't know, she's a cancer survivor. So to have a child, we have to go through a fertility clinic, and those things charge up the wazoo. It costs a lot of money. It could cost up to $50,000, right? 40, 50,000, all that. And the wife still has to carry it, yada, yada. We're also paying off a condo, as well. And you guys know how the economy is, right? We're doing well without children, but even by owning a place, we're doing well. Cause I did, set myself up really well in life. but I am doing better than a lot of people my age and my peers. That's not to be cocky, but that's just to accept the state of things. However, even though I am doing above average than my peers, right? And not by a short margin per se, I still can't really afford a kid very well. So I can't think of a card shop and a kid. And it just sucks. And that's not to make people donate or feel bad or whatever, but unfortunately, there are situations you really want to play out of, just like Yu-Gi-Oh, right? You'll have a situation you want to play out of, and you can't. You just can't. But you have to fight for an opportunity where you have a chance, not just assume you have a chance. And it sucks, but it is what it is. And the worst part is, and this is why I don't always, like to bring it up, is because I don't want someone feeling bad and then they donate. And I got people in my conversation that are my age or older where they're in a spot that's worse than me. And maybe they want kids as well, or they just have a goal. Maybe they just want to buy their mom a house because they love their mother, right? We have all been where we want to make our parents proud. I'm never at that point in my life again. I never will be because me and my mom don't talk, but you guys get the point. We have goals and it's hard. And I want everyone to focus on their goals. Allah, I just got the message. Keep on keeping, as they say, all Gucci. How much you need to afford a kid? So they say the first year is like 100,000, and then the wife's like, "Oh well, raising a kid in a condo is hard." I said no. People have had raised 3 kids in one room, right? Like a 3-room, like a 1-bathroom, kitchen, tiny room, and 1 bedroom, right? Couples have raised 3 kids. Raising 1 kid in a condo, easily doable. Don't believe in that. Nope. But you need like something like 80, 90,000, 100,000. Again, we're still paying off our condo. We're still, and we have to spend a lot on fertility, right? That money does come out of thin air. It took time to amass an amount like that. Let's just say that. And it sucks. Yeah, you feel it. You know what? We could be doing a lot better, but it is what. If you change your mind on getting a store, I will set up all sorts of authorities, including market for you outside regular local stuff. Thank you. The amount of people that I have that said they would help me with it is great. Again, it's just that I'm also a little worried about messing up. 90%. I know that it's like, well, you're better than that, Saki, and I will actually care and love about the Yu-Gi-Oh space, but it's hard. It's hard, and you never know. And we want to make sure pricing is good, and this is good, and that is good. You know how it is. Cyber Dragon is a heavy mod play. Yeah, it's definitely mod. Definitely mod for that one. 200K over 18 years plus college. Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is. I'll be for real. For college, this is my opinion, Alexander. I don't know if you share it. First of all, I'm a college graduate saying this. I should also say that. I got a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. And while I can use my degree, and I don't regret getting my degree, I was the first one in my family to not just graduate college, but basically nobody even attempted. But it was good. I met my wife there. I loved it and I'm not joking when I say this. I'm not going to say I peaked in college, but my happiness sure did. I loved uploading more a little bit back then. I still like uploading, but I won't lie. The market watches were way better then. They were funner, all of that. But my happiness peaked at college. And I can't give up. How can I give up I can't regret going to college when my happiness peaked. But the point I want to make is my kid goes to college. I want to either make sure they get a good degree or it's going to be worth their time, or they could do something else. I am a very firm believer that college is not the only way. I think that's a lie. And it's the reason why we're in a really bad spot right now with people with tuitions, because you have everybody telling, oh, college is the only way you'll succeed. Colleges can now charge up the wazoo. And then you got people in debt till they're 60 over tuition, and they'll regret their degree. They won't make their money. Degrees are more worthless than ever before. You guys get the point. And I even right now, I do a trade. I'll tell you that. I'm raising 2 kids in a 2-bedroom apartment. You're fine with yourself. Talk to my wife. Talk to my wife. In fact, I think my wife and your wife would get along. People look down on trades too much. I feel, yeah, absolutely. I do know the one argument for trades, and like I will say this, and guys, the market watch might be done, but I'll still take a request or two. But I gave you guys an hour of Yu-Gi-Oh content, so I will say that. Here's the thing about trades. There is one thing that people actually argue, because I do have some smart friends who, we look into stuff like you could call it red pill content, you could call it reality content, whatever you want to do. where we look at the state of the world and we talk about stuff, because I don't like to say it per se on stream per se. But the one argument that I've gotten that I didn't want to agree with, but I ended up agreeing with, is somewhat, I should say, is that one thing people think about trades is that usually when a guy goes into trades, you could do way better than a college graduate guy. But when you're looking for marriage and wife material, so it just so happens that a lot of women with degrees tend to prefer men with degrees, right? Nothing wrong with that. That's not this to women. That's just how it is, right? College people like college people. There's also networking, that we all know that what that is. And those guys with trades, they might. They usually don't care what the wife usually is, to be honest. A lot of guys don't care about the education of the woman they fall in love with. Just a fact, sadly. And I'm part of that large majority. Doesn't mean they hate it or they dislike it. They're just not a fan of it. Or it doesn't really I should say it's not a fan of it. That's the wrong word. That doesn't factor in their decision of how much they love them or if they want to really be with them, per se, right? Maybe it can help a little bit, but but guys will be like, well, some guys, when they have children, they'll marry someone who isn't college educated. So the kids might not be as smart, blah, blah, blah. And it's an argument I've heard. I don't know if I fully agree with it, but I will agree with it just because I do see the point somewhat, but you get the point. All right, Core Century Adventure Package. Should I sell a horde? Let's take a look at this. Water Enchantress. So QCs are 30. Nope, hold it. Too cheap. Don't even have to look at all the other shit. Hold it. Way too cheap. If that ever becomes meta, we're looking at 100 plus, and you could go grab them. Foxy's at 53 aren't bad. Lab at 55, 52. Tiramisu's are 47. This card's been out 5, 6, 7 times. Yeah, I would definitely just hold these by far. I got a friend who's a garbage man. He's better off than a lot of people. He gets looked down for. Exactly. Garbage men make a lot of money. Don't worry. I knew what you meant. Looking down on trades? Nah, those are big in CA. I did electrical for 2 years. It was a great experience. Hey, that's awesome, man. I didn't end up doing anything with my college degree. Yeah. And I have a useful one, right? I have a useful college degree. I don't have gender studies, right? Or, some useless shit, or an arts degree or philosophy, right? I don't have bullshit. And I'm not even using my degree. You need to get a skill or a piece of paper. If you don't get educated in one or the others, I will say you're going to have a hard time. Yeah, it all depends. Now, look, in the grand scheme of social media, if they're 18 and they have 100K subs on YouTube and they want to pursue that, go for it. But if I see them and they're streaming to 3 people when you're 18, you're getting a fucking job. You know what I mean? But you could do trades. You could try college. You could technically try to work your way up the corporate ladder in a way. Now, this doesn't count as a trade job, but I'm going to give it a bigger example on when I say corporate ladder. I'm not saying maybe work at McDonald's, try to be a shift manager, but you can actually go into there's also other programs where you could get certification, which is good. That's a third thing, like funeral homes, right? You can actually be a funeral director, all that. And you can make some money off that. It's a useful job. And you never know. I mean, you got to see what you have in life and what you like and what you enjoy. That's the way I see it, But for me, especially in this economy, the way I see it is you could also work really hard and grind out 3, 4 of your years, invest majority of that money into stuff that's pays monthly dividends. And then you can have that money still, see if your stocks go up, and then just get the monthly dividends every month. And think about it. If you're getting 80,000 a year, let's say you're able to say, let's be nice, 50,000 of it, right? Let's say you're smart. You can even live at home, live with a roommate, whatever, right? And you can you don't even have to be frugal, but again, if you're in California, I know how the rent is. You're not saving 50,000 at 80,000. You're saving maybe 35, right? 40. But you do that over 3, 4 years. You invest that. Oh, now you have dividends. You're getting that every month. Well, now that's a lot of money. If you want to switch stuff, you have some money incoming, right? I work in a funeral home. Lol. Wait, really? I think that's really respectable. I actually want to hear a little more about that. How did you get into it, and how can you get into it? Nursing degree is pretty good. Oh, absolutely. Plus, most nurses are whores. So you can actually get a lot of friends with benefits. I've had I know male nurses and I know female nurses, and let me tell you, all the rumors are true. I've never met a single medical person IRL who is. Well, again, I don't. When I go to say a doctor, I don't be like, "Hey, what do you think of this rumor?" Right? Obviously, I'm friends with people, or I like them enough to ask. Right? I've had some female nurses deny it, but then it's then I learned that they were cheating, and I'm like, well, okay, so it's true, and you were part of this statistic. Cool. But there's also that, but you do make a lot of money. But I would never do it because I just feel like you're around the most, not just because the job's really hard and it can be tough to get educated if it's really tough, but my opinion, it's cool if you degree PubMed. It's you're around some more of the more evil people. I've heard. I'll stop there because I don't want to offend anyone who's in the medical field, but I've had people where they're like, yeah, I've doctors usually and like people in the medical industry, they tend to be the most more evil people. Like they do good because they're doctors and stuff, but outside of that, being a banker isn't a bad place. Absolutely. You'll feel bad pushing credit cards. Yeah. I started as a gravedigger actually before going to school for a class 2 license. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Hey, Saki, I have a lot of the GOAT format plat secret stuff from Bonanza, like BLS around 3. Probably have a few grand worth of those cards. I was playing a hole, but the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff's dying. Well, I mean, here's the thing I see it, right? Is GOAT's always going to be a format. Let's see plats here. We're going to go card type. Where's plat? Yeah, like you got them at $5, $6, like 37 listings. This is like iconic. GOAT is something you don't have to rush, my opinion. I don't think you have to rush go. A big part of the job isn't the funeral itself. It's really selling the funeral plans. That's what I've actually heard as well, is doing that. But yeah, yeah, no, I definitely feel like that. Like I said, guys, there's always room to learn and do other stuff. The fact is just what you want to avoid is, oh, I'm going to work like, retail for like 6 months. Is going to be temporary. And then you're at retail for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. I've seen it happen to a lot of people, right? And now they're a shift manager. Oh, I guess like maybe they'll be, and they're like not even on a track of becoming a manager, right? But at least they became the manager of a Best Buy. It's something, right? But that wasn't your plan. If you went back, you would have used the 7 years differently, and that, right? That's kind of the thing, right? You want to, one of the biggest lies, I don't know why my camera keeps slipping. One of the biggest lies that we've been told, in my opinion, is, and they say to young people all the time, pisses me off. Oh, you're young. You have all the time in the world. Fuck no, you don't. You fucking dork. You do not have all the time in the world. The second you're not a teenager, those years are gone. And when you become an adult, as everybody knows, you can't explain it to a young person very well. Your weeks and months go like this, right? You will be pondering things for months to years, thinking you're only pondering them for like a month, 3 weeks, right? You will be like, how is winter over? Winter came 2 weeks ago. And no, winter came 4 months ago, buddy, not 2 weeks ago. What have you done? You're never going to do outshock you on retail. I mean, look, here's the thing, Chris. This is even me trying to help you in that. You have children. You have a legacy, dude. You're building your family. You're being a man. That's fucking great. You're better than 90% of guys. I'm not going to say maybe better than 90, but in my opinion, you're like maybe let's say 80. I definitely would not go lower than 80. Doing better than 80% of people. You have a family. You have children. You probably going to have a third and fourth. And hey, may God bless you and may you have more children. And hopefully your family's strong, healthy, and happy. I'd love to hear about it. But getting on to the original point here, you're doing great because you're starting a family and you're working hard to support that family, right? But you know what I mean. People will stay in retail. They don't have time to do anything else. At least you're raising your children, right? So even if you stay in retail for 10 years and try to work your way up, you're raising your kids, right? That's good. It's just how it is. But you get the point. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying, you don't have enough time in the world. You really don't. If you want to waste your time and like obviously enjoy how you're young, be happy, right? Because you need to have some happiness to look back on. That's the thing people also don't tell you. You need happiness to look back on because you're going to be a time where where your happiest days are behind you, and you're not going to know when that is. It will just happen. And when you're young and you could do more and you don't have bills and you live with your parents, all this, getting your degree then is definitely more useful. Getting into trades or being lively is more useful. I know guys who they're younger than me and they're in trades right now and they still live with their parents. They're going to be set for life. because they can save, invest, whatever, over 100K while they live with their mouse. That's like over the amount of years, right? Or even more than that, depends on how smart they are, what they really want to do. They can go out, they can live life, be happy, right? Go out with friends if they want, right? And by like closer to 30 years old, they'll be great. They'll be in a good spot, right? And then you have people who are going to up to 30, and you got fucking boomers saying, "Oh, you got all the time in the world." McDonald's for 8 years is fine, right? It just is what it is. Also, Alexander, I fully agree. I've worked both fast food and retail before I graduated. I will say this: I will work a 9 to 10 hour shift at Walgreens any day of the week over 5 hours of fast food. It's miserable. Especially because every fast food place, and I hate this so much. Their like speakers never work well ever. Yeah, the headset, there's always something that doesn't work well. Makes me so mad. But with that being said, guys, we did go over, we did have a fun live stream. Yeah, let's look at the QC. I want to look at QC really, really quickly. By the way, plats of these at $6 aren't too bad here. Let's look at what QCs are at. QC. 71, 50. Woo, well, 13. I actually would buy this, by the way. This is a very good pickup right now. At 13. Wow, what's happening here? 73 going up to 95. Guys, cheaper BLSs right now. Cheaper BLSs. All right. With that being said, boys, leave a like, subscribe. Thank you to those who've come to the Market Watch. Guys, if you haven't seen my last Market Watch, I'm going to link it again as well. Again, the algo just didn't send this one out at all. Don't know why, but I thought I would just, point it out. There you go. Just so you guys could kind of see it. There. Oh, yeah, it looks like some people watched, so that's good. Cheers. Thank you, my man. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. And hope you guys enjoyed me talking about more stuff than just Yu-Gi-Oh! Even at the end of live streams, because I love talking about that. I could go on forever. And I know some people will hard agree, hard disagree with me, but I can at least give you some actual real life experience when I talk. Some people can't do that. Peace.